Hey everybody, Peter Gilmer here for another video on Killer O Demon 669. Thank you for staying up with me on this very late night. It's New Year's Eve, wherever you are, so Happy New Year to everybody. So I hope everybody has a great year. This is my final video of 2013. So, sad to see 2013 go. Had some highs, had some lows, but I'll talk about that on my first video of 2014 on TGC 51. But make sure you like this video, hit that subscribe button down below. Before I start, I would like to announce that I've finally, after 3.5 long months, I have hit 100 subscribers on this channel. I started this channel 3 months ago, and I didn't think that this channel would get so popular so quick. But with my hard work, dedication, and passion for wrestling and other things, and my love for my fellow subscribers, you have made this happen. I have now hit over 100 subscribers. I'm 102 right now. Hopefully we'll be getting more in the new year. Maybe I'll hit 200 really quick, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully by this time next year, I have maybe 300, maybe 400 subscribers. Who knows? But thank you all to all 102 subscribers. Thank you for making this happen. And if you're new to YouTube, you're new to this channel, tell your friends, share these videos on Google Plus or anywhere you share videos, MySpace, Facebook, Twitter, Vine, whatever. Make sure to tell everybody you know about this channel. My other two channels down below. Show them some love too. TGC Reborn and The Metal God 669, which I am going to be changing around. I'm not going to be doing a lot of metal videos. I'll mention that briefly tomorrow. I'm going to try to get a video up tomorrow before I head out for my New Year's festivities. So at least you have one last Metal God video for 2013. And then we'll start 2014 fresh with the Gilmore Chronicles and then my TNA review. But right now it is time for your last Raw of 2013 review for December 30th, 2013. And it was a decent Raw. It starts off with the best in the world, CM Punk, and he comes out to a good pop. He gets the cheap pop from the Crown of Virginia. I think they were in Virginia. I forgot what it was. I don't care. He talks about being the last Raw of 2013. He says he's had a good and bad year. He's had a so-so year, as most of us have. He has ups and downs. He started off as the longest reigning WWE champion in the last 25 years. Losing it on day 434 to The Rock. And he talks about facing The Rock at the Royal Rumble and at the Elimination Chamber, then facing The Undertaker at WrestleMania 28. Actually, 29, excuse me. And he says he's made some friends, lost some friends along the way. Talk about beating Paul Heyman down with a candlestick at Hell in a Cell. And he says it wasn't the year of Punk, so to speak. And he talks about the Shield and what they went through in 2015. They had an amazing year, ladies and gentlemen. And he talks about each member and their accomplishments. Dean Ambrose being the United States champion since Payback. He's held it for almost 9 months now, and he's never defended it. I don't think, what was the last time Dean Ambrose actually defended his title? And they're talking about maybe unifying the US and IC belts. Please do! Please! Please get rid of the US title because it's not defended anymore. Just saying. And, Punk says he wants to end 2013 on a high note, begin 2014 with a bang! Not that kind of bang, but a bang. Then he says him and the Shield will cross paths again, maybe tonight. And then the Shield comes out, and Ambrose gets on the mic, and he wants Punk to finish what he was saying before they end Punk's year on a bad note. Then Punk says that they can beat any one man as a group, but he won't take anything away from them as a group, but he can't do it one-on-ones. Then he says he wants to fight the best one in the group. And he keeps talking about Roman Reigns a little bit. And Ambrose's like, well, I like that idea, and I fought you so many times, I'm going to beat you again tonight. So Punk says, I wasn't talking about you, Dean, or John Moxley. But he was talking about Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. And Ambrose thinks he's a joke. He says, do you think I'm a joke? And Punk says, well, you're the weakest thing. Goodbye! You know, and then Punk says Reigns could be the best in the Shield. Still kind of teasing that breakup of the Shield and Roman Reigns being the breakout star, which he's probably going to be, and I think they're going to cement that at the Royal Rumble. And then Seth Rollins gets on the mic and says he's the best, and he's going to fight him tonight. And then Reigns and Rollins start arguing, and Rollins wants the match. And then Brad Maddox comes out, and he wishes everyone a Happy New Year, and wants Raw to go out in style. Then he makes the match, Punk versus Rollins, which is the next match. So I gave the first segment 3.25 out of 5 stars. Then we get to the match, and I loved it. It was a great match. Great match. Punk and Rollins put on a show. You know, Punk trained Rollins. I don't think he trained him while he was in ROH. I think he trained him while he was in NXT. I think. I'm not sure on that. But back and forth match. Lots of near finishes. Rollins hit a buckle bomb. Must have learned that from Elgin. For a near fall. And then he mocks Punk. He tries to go for the GTS. Punk hits the running knee. Looks for the, ooh, yeah! Savage elbow, but Rollins wisely rolled to the outside. And then he got control on the outside. He hits a crossbody. Punk rolled through. Locks in the Anaconda Vice. But Ambrose and Reigns got on the apron to distract the referee. They didn't do this once. They did it twice. Rollins tries for a weird-looking move. I think he's trying to go for the Saka Street Cutter. It's like a goes for a suplex and just hits a stunner on the way down. But Punk counted out into one of his own. He tried to go for the same move and he knocked him in the GTS. And then Reigns and Ambrose distract the ref again. Rollins kind of hits it, but it looked like a weird botched version of the neckbreaker. But he gets a near fall. Reigns and Ambrose then start arguing on the outside. Rollins comes over to break it up, but Punk throws Rollins over the top rope onto them. And he tries to go for a suicide dive on all 3 men, but Rollins hits him in the head. And then he tries to go for a springboard sunset flip, but Punk counted out of that into the GTS for the win. So a great match by these two great athletes. I would love to see another match between these guys. I gave it 3.75 out of 5 stars. It was a great match. It almost got to 4-star quality, but, you know, I just didn't see it as almost a 4-star match. But it was very close. Very, very close. Alright, then we go to the back. We see Kane's old mask and a glass casing. I don't know what that was for. Then Brad Maddox comes in and tells the referee that there will be an IC title match coming up between Big E Langston. And he wants to make sure that the fans get a good match. Then we see Stephanie and the Game Triple H coming in. And they ask him if he had a nice holiday, blah, blah, blah. They exchange pleasantries. Nice holiday too, yeah. And Brad Maddox says Kane is not here, is not in the building. And Brad says he took a step forward as GM. And then Daniel Bryan comes in. Yes! And he says he wants Bray Wyatt in a match tonight. You know, due to the beatdowns they've been giving him on SmackDown. You know, throwing him off the loading dock. And just beating him up on Raw and main event, blah, blah, blah. And then Brad says, well, you have to earn it. And he puts him in a gauntlet match. He has to face Luke Harper, and if he wins that, he has to face Eric Rowan. And if he beats Eric Rowan, he gets Bray Wyatt. So Bryan leaves. I guess he seems satisfied with that. And then Steph's like, ooh, I'm impressed. And he says, if you think that's impressive, watch my announcement. So we're going to hear from Stephanie talking about the main event for Royal Rumble. But the segment was pretty decent. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Then Stephanie comes out. She wishes the fans a Happy New Year. And she looks back on 2013. If they could change anything about it, they wouldn't change a thing, because it's best for business. And she talks about crowning Orton as the unified champion, and says it's time to celebrate Orton being the champ. Then we see a pretty decent Orton hype video showing his accomplishments. His 11 reigns as champion, from Evolution all the way up through Legacy and all that stuff. Then we come back to live action. Then we see Stephanie saying Orton deserves everything he accomplished. And then she makes the main event for Royal Rumble. Randy Orton defending his WWE World Heavyweight title against John Cena in a rematch. But it's going to be a straight-up one-on-one match. There must be a winner via pinfall or submission. So no cheap gimmicks, no DQ. I guess it's going to be a no DQ match because, the winner has to win by pinfall or submission. So I guess DQs, Orton can't get DQ'd to keep his title. So Cena kind of has an advantage here. But I kind of knew this was going to happen. I really hope Cena does not win this match and going the route that I think that WWE might be going. We might see if Cena wins the title, Batista might win the Royal Rumble, and then we're going to get Batista versus Cena in a rematch. I think it's a rematch for the title at WrestleMania, then Batista wins it from Cena, which I think would be great. All the times that Cena beat Batista, especially that stupid last man standing match. I think it was at Backlash, but Cena duct taped Batista's legs to the ring apron. Stupid! That was the stupidest finish I've ever seen in wrestling history. Stupid. But we'll see what happens. I really hope Orton wins, but I'll get to that later on when Royal Rumble time, say that 5 times fast, comes around. So I give this segment 3 out of 5 stars. Then we go to the back. We see Stephanie walking in the back. She runs into her husband, Triple H. Triple H says, "I like your announcement, Stephanie. Now give me some dick." No, I didn't say that. Triple H is impressed with her announcement, and Triple H says, "Well, we will now know who the real champion is." It says 2014 will be an epic, stealing my freaking line, year, but he has a better announcement coming up. I wonder what that could be. Could it be involving a beast? Think about that. So I gave that little segment 3 out of 5. Alright, then we go to second match of the night. Curtis Axel taking on Dolph Ziggler. This match was okay. Dolph Ziggler wins after Curtis Axel was, showboating to the crowd, and Dolph hits a zigzag out of nowhere for the win. It was okay. Dolph ends the year on a high note. They want to try to push him a little bit. Maybe an IC title push here and there. Maybe it'll turn him heel again. I don't know. But I give the match 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then after that, we get an announcement that, Ric Flair will come back next week along with the New Age Outlaws, Diamond Dallas Page, bang! Booker T, sucker! And other old school stars, because next week is, for the first Raw 2014, it's old school! So, we're going to see the old WWE ring robes, the old Raw entrance, the Titantron, the old stuff, get the old announce tables. I like how I think JBL said, told Cole, you're going to dress up as Mike McGurk? Mike McGurk should be on the show. Whatever happened to him, her? I think it's a guy. I don't know. I've been so long since I remember Mike McGurk. It is a woman, I believe. Oh God, but that brings back very old memories of like WrestleMania 1-ish, like Superstars of Wrestling and all that good stuff. Way back in the 80s, way back when I was like a little wee hoaxer. No, but I can't wait to Raw. Maybe we'll see Mike McGurk. Now, maybe we'll see Randy Richter, and, well, that's basically it. Rowdy Piper will probably be there, most likely. But I'm shocked that Flair's going to come back, with that heat that he got being drunk at something with Jim Ross. That's how Jim Ross got fired. But, we're going to get it. Alright, third match of the night for the Intercontinental title. Big E Langston taking on Fandango! With the lovely Summer Rae, who was wearing basically nothing. Woo! Jesus Christ. I don't know what, she was wearing some black thing, and I don't know if she was wearing any underwear or whatever. Good God. That's PG for you. So, it was a pretty decent match. I actually liked it. You know, both men giving it their all. I'm surprised that Fandango put up a good fight against Big E. You know, Big E started off strong, and then Fandango comes back, focuses on the leg, knocks in the figure four, not once, but twice. Big E comes back, hits a sick-looking belly-to-belly suplex from the apron to the inside. He tries to go for the splash. Fandango attacked the leg, hits a tornado DDT. Then he hits the last dance, and I thought that was it, but Big E wisely rolled to the outside, showing his ring awareness. And then Big E comes back with a suplex, that same belly-to-belly suplex. Then he hits the big splash, pulls the straps down, looks for the big ending. He hits the big ending for the win and retains his title. But it was a pretty decent match. I gave it 3.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to commercial. We come back with Booker T, sucker! And the rest of the roster, you know, the Bellas, the primetime plays, rings the dance, rings the dance, rings the dance. You know, and, you know, guys like the Great Khali, you know, the Divas, blah, blah, blah. So, Booker T says that 2015 was a great year for the WWE, and 2014 will be even better. And he says he wants to give the fans a memory to remember for 2013, and that's going to be a New Year's Eve Spinneroonie! Spinneroonie! Yay, we're going to see a Spinneroonie. But before we get the Spinneroonie, we get the music of Bad News Wade Barrett. He comes out on his riser, and he's like 50 feet in the air. I don't know where they got that riser from. He was like this tall, and he hits his stupid gavel with his stupid lame gimmick. And he talks about news about realizing dreams and new opportunities. And he talks about 2014 will bring us one day closer to the apocalypse. Yeah. And he says everyone on the roster is going to stab, and in the crowd is going to stab each other in the back because for the pursuit of money. I didn't get that. And he says Mother Nature will take everybody's homes away, and we're going to see poverty and terror and all this other stuff continue to happen. I hated it. You know, I hated the segment. I really could care less about Bad News Barrett. Gimmick is fucking horrible. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. It was just bad. Just bad. Then we go to Renee in the back with Damien Sandow, the intellectual savior of the masses. And she asked him that the fans will be picking his opponent tonight on that stupid WWE app. And my God, something smells. Jesus Christ. And then Sandow says he's been disrespected all year, you know, with the stupid, lame, hardcore match themes. You know, especially him getting laughed at Tribute to the Troops. The guy, I didn't see it because I care less about that damn show. Support the troops, but I hate the show. You know, then he talks about, you know, losing to Mark Henry in the Battle of the Santas last week on Raw. And he says tonight he doesn't care who his opponent is. If he can't beat him, he quits. Quits. And we'll see what happens, who his opponent's going to be. That match is coming up next, but the segment I gave 3 out of 5 stars. Then we get to the 4th match, Sandow taking on his hand-picked opponent from the WWE Universe. It is the Great Khali! I would give you a squishy! No. This match kind of sucked. Horrible match. Khali controlled for most of the match. Sandow came back, attacked the leg, and even though Khali kind of no-sold it, Khali comes back. He tries to go for that double claw, that trash compactor type move, I think he calls it. I forgot what he calls it, the spalling, I don't know what he calls it. He tries for that. Sandow reversed it. Khali hits the turnbuckle, and then Sandow hits rolls him up, and it looked so botched. It was horrible. Sandow pins him, and you could clearly see, right around the 1-2 mark, around the 2 mark, Khali's elbow was shoulder was clearly up. The referee still counts 3. Botch much? Yeah, that referee's, I think, fired. And the match itself was horrible. I didn't like it. I would have been better off with maybe The Miz, not Kofi. But, this is the WWE Universe. They want to put, Sandow in matches that he can't win. But hopefully this is the beginning of maybe a Sandow push. I keep saying that Sandow needs a push. But they have really dropped the ball with Sandow. Ever since they broke up Team Rhodes Scholars, Sandow hasn't been the same. I mean, he won Money in the Bank, sure, but what happened? He cashed in on Cena and lost. They could have put Sandow as a champion for maybe a week, maybe a pay-per-view. They just dropped the ball, in my opinion. But that's the way it goes in WWE. They hype somebody up so good, and then Vince has to kick him in the ass, or Triple H has to bury him. Fucking horrible. So the match itself, it sucked. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we see the Game coming out for his big announcement. And he says 2013 was an epic year. Thanks for stealing my words, Triple H. I should sue your fucking ass, but I'm not. I don't have that kind of money. He says 2014 will be a year to remember. And he talks about the Orton-Cena match at the Rumble. And he says his announcement is best for business. And he wants everyone to welcome back this man, and we hear the music of Brock Lesnar. I said that like Vince McMahon, I don't know why. And he comes back along with Paul Heyman, and Heyman says that Brock almost, well, before that, Brock and Triple H, they shake hands, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, something bad's gonna happen to Triple H. I know it, because all the times I remember when Triple H lost to Brock at Extreme Rules in that cage match. Whew, that was brutal. Was it Extreme Rules or was it SummerSlam? No, I think it was Extreme Rules. I don't remember. So they kind of have like a little confrontation, and Triple H leaves, and Brock's like stalking him. I'm thinking something's gonna happen, but it doesn't happen. And Rosa wants me to feed the fish, but I'll do that after. I'm not done yet. So Heyman gets on the mic and says that Brock has a mission statement, and that mission statement is that he wants to become the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. It says whoever wins the Cena-Orton match at the Rumble will face him next, as he is the self-proclaimed #1 contender. I don't know how that happens. Then Brock gets on the mic and does his worst Scott Steiner impression, blah, 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 stumbling over his words. But he says he doesn't care who wins the title match at the Rumble. He says nobody can stop him. He doesn't have to win the Rumble to get a title match. He doesn't have to stand in line to get a title shot. But, because he's the head of the line and everybody else has to take a backseat to him now. Okay. Then he dares anybody to prove him wrong. And then we hear the music of Mark Henry, the world's strongest man. He comes out and they start having a brawl. This was kind of spoiled during the SmackDown tapings. So we see Henry and Brock fighting on the floor. Henry throws Brock over the barricade, but Brock comes back, spears Henry through the barricade. I like how the fans like, and then Brock picks up Mark Henry, showing his strength, and hits a sick-looking F5 on the floor, and Henry looks to have a broken wrist. What else is new? Freaking guy gets injured every freaking week, or every time he gets injured.
Every week?
Every week! You should be his nurse. Anyway, so segment was okay. Most of us already knew that Brock was coming back to maybe start a thing with Batista at the Rumble if he opens the Rumble.
Something for the injured.
Here's something for Mark Henry's stomach. Pepto. Okay, that's not. I'm being stupid. Rosa, as always, has to ruin my video. I'm just kidding. So what was I saying? So Henry looks up here his wrist, but the segment's okay, just to bring Brock back. I don't know what they're gonna do with him. Maybe they'll put him in the Rumble. Him and Batista might have a showdown, and then that'll probably lead to a him and Batista match at the Rumble, at WrestleMania, which I think would be great. but I'm thinking they're leaning to a Batista-Cena match for the title. Ugh. At least it'll be better than Bray, Wyatt, and John Cena. And to think the creative actually wants to do something good for 2014. Creative is having problems being creative. Idiots. Anyway. Then we get to match number 6, 10 Diva Tag. The real divas, you know, Eva Marie, the Bella Sluts, and the Funkadactyls. Taking on Oksana, Alicia Fox, Rosa Mendez, Caitlyn, and Summer Rae, who actually wore something actually nice. So, Eva Marie and Caitlyn start off the match, and Eva Marie, you know, Caitlyn locks her up in like a go behind, and Eva looks like she's grinding her ass on Caitlyn. I'm like, what the fuck? And then she breaks out of it, and she goes, she kisses everybody like she's the greatest diva of all time. Shut the fuck up, you can't wrestle. Get the fuck out of my company. Why is she even here? With her stupid red hair and thinks she's the greatest diva. She's like the, you know, she's like the head diva now. Wait till she faces AJ. Whew. Or Paige. You know, I like how Paige basically, on NXT last week, she basically ran down the divas and then, you know, said that she was going to beat every diva that's in her way, even AJ. Bring her up, Vince! Bring her up! Do it now! I'll put her in the Rumble, for all I care. Nah, it's not going to happen. But, match itself was corny. Eva Marie gets a hot tag to Cameron. She comes in like a house of fire. She beats up on Alicia Fox. But then Cameron gets taken out. But then she gets the hot tag to Nikki Bella. She cleans house. And then we get a superior catfight! But, you know, through all that, Oksana and Nikki are the legal women in the match. Oksana knocks Nikki off the rope. She hits her top rope chest first. Don't hurt the boobies. Then she hits this some weird, like, elbow to the neck DDT type move for the win. Okay? Match itself, boring as fuck. I took a shit. Came back and fell asleep. And, the match sucked. I gave it 1.5 out of 5 stars. Then we get a tribute to the Troops video shown. Who cares? Then we see Brad Maddox with Triple H and Stephanie, and Brad's apologizing for the ref botch during the IC title match. It says nothing like that will ever happen again. Things have been, you know, sorted through, and blah, 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 blah. I'll probably get a rematch next week on the program. Whatever. And Stephanie is kind of impressed with Brad's acting tonight. Ooh, I'm impressed. Yeah. And then they talk about old school Raw, and Brad Maddox says that that he has some of Triple H's Stephanie's favorites, and Triple's like, "You got any for me?" And Brad's like, "Yeah, I got some favorites for you." And he starts doing the worst Ric Flair impression ever. Woo! Can I get a woo? Boo? No, I don't get a woo. No. She woos in spirit. So, and then Triple H just like, alright, get the hell out. And then Brad comes back in, woo! Get out! Woo! Get out! So, we're gonna see the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, styling and profiling, you know, next week on Raw. So, that should be a very exciting show. So, we'll see what happens. Alright, then we get to the main event, Gauntlet match. Daniel Bryan taking on Luke Harper. You know, for a Gauntlet match, I think Bryan and Luke Harper put on the best match of the night. Best match of the Gauntlet match. Bryan started off strong. Harper just came back. For most of the match, Harper was beating the living shit out of Bryan. Woo! You know, beat the freaking chops. You know, the uppercuts. I mean, I don't know how Bryan finished the match. I mean, he took a beating. But, as always, Bryan comes back, hits the sick kicks of doom. Then they tried for a Super Conrana. Harper hit a sick sit-out powerbomb from the top rope. Wow, that was a mark-out moment. But then Bryan comes back, locks in the yes lock. But Harper breaks 3. Then Bryan counters a back suplex with the Uzaki knee strike. What the hell? I just saw a glimpse of the Attitude Era. from Rosa. Woo! Yeah. Anyway, I better finish this up quick. Because I might have some Attitude Era moments with Rosa in a minute. Haha. Anyway, so Bryan beats Luke Harper. Then he has to take on Eric Rowan. Eric Rowan attacks him from behind before the bell. Then they brawl on the outside. Then he throws Bryan over the announce table and almost stop that. And and almost throws him into JBL. Don't want to hit JBL because he is the wrestling god and a wrestling commentator too. He's better than Cole. God. Then Rowan hits a super fallaway slam on Bryan. Oh my god. And Bryan may have hurt his knee, but Bryan comes back. He wins with a stupid 1980s schoolboy. Oh god. So he picks up the win. So we're finally going to see Daniel Bryan taking on Bray Wyatt one-on-one. But before that happens, Rowan and Harper come in. They beat up Bryan. Then they leave the ring. And then Bray tries to charge Bryan, but he kind of stops short, and then he turns his back, does the follow the buzzards gimmick thing. But it's only a setup as Rowan and Harper come in, beat up on Bryan, causing a DQ finish, and that was stupid and lame. But I gave the matches 3 out of 5. Aftermath, Harper and Rowan continue to beat up Bryan on the outside. Harper hits that discus clothesline from hell. Jeez, probably one of the sickest moves I've ever seen. Then they hit an H-bomb, you know, a double choke slam, whatever you want to call it, on him. And then Bray begins to sing some weird song. I'm Eli James. No, wrong guy. Then he says that this story ends now, and he's gonna punish him. And he tells Bryan to open his eyes. And then Bryan's like, "You're right. You're right. You were always right." And I'm like, "What?" So, then Bray's like, "Say it again!" So, Bryan says Bray was always right, and, you know, he talks about the machine, and says, like, he never beat Bray Wyatt. And then he does this, and he joins the Wyatts. I knew he was going to join, but like this? Really? Okay. And then Bray, he hugs him, and then he hits Sister Abigail for his troubles, and they carry him out, and they go up the ramp, and Bryan's like struggling to get up, and he's following Bray Wyatt, and they get to like the top of the ramp, and the Wyatts stop, and Bryan looks at the crowd's chanting his name, going no, 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 yes, 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 stuff like that, and then Daniel Bryan starts going, "I'm gonna get you my fix," like he's about to have a heart attack or something. And he starts, going like this, and then he leaves with the Wyatt family. So, where does this go from here? I have no freaking idea. I hope they really make this into something, rather than, just doing it out of spite. But, it was an interesting little, aftermath. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. A lot of people saying that Raw sucked. Especially the ending sucked. I have to agree, the ending did suck, but I still give it a solid 7 out of 10. What are you going to do? I mean, the beginning was okay. Some of the matches were eh. I mean, I think the beginning was okay. The promo with Rollins and the Shield was good. Rollins versus Punk was excellent. Then afterwards, it kind of really slowed down. It got kind of boring after that. I think the Lesnar Henry altercation was pretty decent. But the ending, the match itself, boring. So. But I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. If you don't have to agree with me, if you don't want, I really don't care. That's your opinion. You can just agree to disagree with me. If you disagree, put a comment in the field. Tell me why. And if you agree with my rating, put a comment as well. Because, we're all here for one thing, and that is wrestling. And we all have our opinions. We can agree to disagree. That's all I got to say about that. So, Raw, like I said, gets a 7 out of 10. Decent way to go out of 2013. And we'll see what happens next week on Old School Raw. We'll We'll see what happens with Lesnar and Henry. You know, Punk and the Shield. Punk's going to fight Roman Reigns next week. That should be an interesting little match. Hopefully Reigns wins. Maybe we'll start seeing the build up to Orton Cena 2 for the unified title. And we'll see what else happens on Old School Raw. So that is my video. I'm going to bed. It's late, and I gotta get up for a half a day of work that I shouldn't even be going to. But whatever. I gotta make that money somehow. So anyway, I'm gonna end this video. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to all you subs for making my channel grow for the last 3.5 months, almost 4 months now. Over 100 subs. Let's get to 200 quickly, hopefully before Easter at least. But we'll see. So thank you for making this channel happen. Thank you to all 102 subscribers. Haters, too bad you can't do a shit thing about it. So keep sucking my dick. Keep making me popular with all your dislikes. Because you can't do anything about it. You can't end me. I'll still be here. So anyway, I'm Peter Gilmore. I'm signing off. Leave me your feedback. And if you have any questions for me for I'm kind of spoiling the Metal God 669 video. I'm going to turn that into a Q&A type channel. So if you have any wrestling questions, any sports questions you want to ask me, you can leave it down in the comment field, or you can leave me a message on the Metal God 669, the link to the channel down below. And that's pretty much it. Subscribe to the two channels down below as well. Like the Wrestling News Talk fan page on Facebook, link down below. And that's pretty much it. So, hope everybody has a great end of 2013. Happy New Year, everybody. This is my last video for 2013. I will be back in 2014, bigger, stronger than ever. And who knows? Can we get to 200? Can we get to 300? Can we get to 400 maybe by the end of 2014? We'll see. We'll see. So, Happy New Year to everybody, to each one of my subscribers. Be safe, please, everybody. Please be safe this New Year's Eve. And going into the new year, hope everybody has a great new year. And we'll see you all in 2014. Peter Gilmore, signing off for the end of 2013. Peace out, and as always, rock on. And we'll see you next year.